is Regent's International School, Bangkok, and I am more than happy to be welcoming to the stage two gentlemen. Now let's see if this is going to work. We've been having this. Oh, sweet. I love it when technology works the way it's supposed to. Mr. Andy Emmons and Mr. Matthew Hayter, how are you today?
Very good. Thank you, Stephen. Great to join you this morning.
Good, thanks. Morning.
Excellent. Yeah, thank you very much. As I've given to our other guests so far, and I'll be giving to our other guests later on in our summit here today, I want to offer you the opportunity to sort of set the stage. Tell us a little bit about Regent's Bangkok and what you would like for people to know first off before we get sort of in our Q&A here. Maybe Andy, why don't you take that?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to. So Regent's Bangkok is a friendly, happy, community-based school that's been really well established here in the heart of Bangkok. We're a boarding school for children from 18 months to 18 years. And we have about 750 children that currently attend our school. Our principles are based on our Regent's graduate profile and on what it is that we want our children to be when they grow up. And we look at education not as a set of certificates at the age of 18, but we have loftier goals about what we want our children to be when they become adults. We want them to be good husbands and wives and partners. We want them to be good mothers and fathers, employers, employees, and to be able to make a really positive contribution to the society around them. For us, that means that every day when we work with our children, we're trying to help our children to become empowered, to become lifelong learners, to understand community, and to understand that being part of a community is about give and take. It's about kindness. It's about understanding those around us and working together. So our campus is a very community-based campus. And most afternoons, we really enjoy having our families here at school, having a picnic, allowing the children to play a bit of football, a bit of basketball. Our tuck shop opens late. And most mornings, you'll see some of our swimmers and their families having breakfast together once they've done swimming. And it's just a really lovely feel. And it's what I've always wanted a school to feel like. Schools can often be quite starchy places without the sense of community as part of them. For us, we've really welcomed the community onto our site in a safe way, but in a way that really means that everybody gets to work together and be part of it.
Fantastic. Thanks so much. I love that introduction. I really appreciate it. Mr. Matthew, I'd love to pose my next question to you. When a new family comes to you, or when they're considering Regents in Bangkok, what are some of the key questions they ask you, or what are some of the key challenges that they say maybe they're facing and that they'd like to know whether or not your school can serve them?
Yeah, safety is probably the number one. Then academics and the overall environment of the school. They're leaving their child here for a full day, and they want to make sure that their child is happy and while they're learning, and they feel safe. That's also the big concerns for families, is the safety, also the academic performance, and the environment overall.
Fantastic. Talk me through that safety profile then. Like, what's your typical answer around that? So, if I'm going to be bringing my, I guess I've got a third grader and a seventh grader and a, someone in high school as well. Like, what, are there different concerns for them? Does the school operate differently for, those different ages? Or?
So especially in the early years, it's more early years based and controlled. So the safety around that is much different to say to a secondary student. So we have we have 2 adults per class in the EY, which is a ratio of 1. Maximum of this pre-nursery, we have 12 students per class. And we have also a rotating nanny as well in the pre-nursery class. And for instance, when we move up to primary or say secondary, then it's more of 1 on 10, 1 on 15 maximum per class in the secondary classes. And that's the main concern.
Fantastic. I think it's about the culture as well in the school, about feeling safe and welcome and warm. We want every child to come to school every day excited to jump out of that car or out of that van or off the boarding bus and be excited about the day ahead of them, about the teachers they're going to see, the friends they're going to be with, and the learning they're going to have. And that if And, when you grow up, as your children, I'm sure, as well as any child, my children who are part of the school, as they grow up, there's things that they worry about and there's things that they want support for. And so for us, that also includes, that safety element also includes the teachers and the staff who are there to care for them and to look out for them on a daily basis, because they know them as individuals. They know the kind of people that they are. So that my daughter's tutor knows my daughter incredibly well. And I kind of feel sometimes he knows her better than I know her. And comes to me with like, well, Lucy's thinking about this or Lucy's thinking about that. It's like, oh, okay, great. Thank you so much for taking care of that. So not only as a principal, but as a parent, I feel that my child is really well cared for.
How do you, and I'm not sure, I guess, Mr. Andy, I want to address this question to you. One of the, as a parent is, and as a person who's had the privilege to attend or have my kids attend, a school such as Regent's, how do you, work them through or work students through the culture of being a part of that larger Regent's community while still, thinking about being an individual, choosing their own sports, choosing their own path, choosing the other, so it's kind of that we want you to be a good citizen. Like that was kind of what you were really talking about there. But at the same time, we want you to excel and we want you to, really sort of thrive and strive to be the best you can be. Like, how does that kind of play itself out in both the curriculum and the setting that you have?
I think in many ways, we as adults need to model that for our students. We need to be the kind of people that have high expectations of ourselves, but also play a part in the community and also play an important role in what we're doing with students. So those relationships that we have are super important. It's part of our curriculum as an IGCSE school and an IB diploma school. We have that mix of knowledge development and the wider development of students as young people. And we're also members of a family of schools that is the Round Square family of schools, which is all about developing character education, about developing those non-curricular skills that you can't write down, about how interactions happen, about how resilience is developed, about how children problem solve, how they work in groups, so that they can excel, they can learn, but also develop themselves as individuals. And we see ourselves as an and school. We're not an or school. We're not you can be academic, or you can be musical, or you can be sporty. In our school, all of our children can feel comfortable excelling and developing their passions in all of those areas. So they can feel like they're making great progress academically and achieving really well, while being on the basketball team, while contributing to the school play, while being part of the debate team, all of those kinds of things all together. And we feel that we're set up and we support our children in being all of those things so that they can feel they're really making a contribution.
On my part, my youngest child, he's the opportunity that he's given to explore, both academically and extracurricular. It's amazing here.
Fantastic. We have a question that came in from a person named Rainey, and the question is: do you share facilities with the school in Pattaya?
We're sister schools. So our owner and founder, Dr. Virachai Tejavijit, established both schools. The Pattaya school is almost 30 years old. We'll be celebrating its birthday next year, cool. And our 25th birthday. We will share the excitement of that birthday experience. And as a principal, I work with other heads around Bangkok as well. But otherwise, the schools are independent from each other and work independently. But we always look for best practice from other places as well.
Excellent. Mr. Matthews, one more question for you is, I know that as a parent, and it's a question that I often have, is how is the school kind of growing into the future? When parents come to you and they say, how can we be sure that, or if my child's entering now in 4th grade and we want to take them through graduation, through the IB program, etc. Through the British program. Like, how does the school continue to stay evolved? How does it stay up to date? What things are changing in order to continue to evolve?
I can't really speak on behalf of the teachers, but I know that they are constantly doing workshops and constantly reviewing the best practices in terms of education. In terms of us on here marketing and its admission side, is we always have a close ear to the parents community here, and we have the RFAM, and we always listen to the parents, the feedback that they give us, and we consider put those things into consideration as a team, and make the best choices as we're moving forward. For instance, we're moving away from the rote learning. You know, I think in the past is many just memorization. I think parents are now willing to analytical thinking, critical thinking is becoming more and more important. Not just being able to sit and repeat something that a teacher said and then 2 months later forget about it. So things like that, we're all constantly improving in those ways.
I think if I can just add to that, you know, we work really closely with our parents community. We've got a superb parent organisation, RFAM, or Regent's Family, and we work really closely with them. And one of the things that we've introduced this year is a weekly workshop for parents. So whether it's on the curriculum, whether it is on, we did one just a few weeks ago on artificial intelligence and how parents can use artificial intelligence. We've done them on behaviour, on social media and how to help their children with social media. Again, it's about that partnership that we have with the community, that working together. And parents really appreciate that, and they really appreciate the work that we do and the closeness that we have with them, that they can contact me at any time, they can have their say, and we will always listen to the feedback from our parents. I guess from a curricular point of view, the answer to your question is really about ensuring that our teachers are collaborative. And we have a collaborative approach. None of our policies are organised by just somebody in a room writing them. We have an academic council, and our teachers work alongside parents and students on how we develop practice. So for example, we're looking at homework at the moment, and we've got a group of teachers working with a group of parents and with students about how we can really help homework and home learning be an effective and useful part of our students' learning journey.
Fantastic. Gentlemen, unfortunately, it's amazing how quickly 10 minutes, flies by there. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy days to answer some questions for us here. But I'd love to move on to show the promotional video for Regents and let you get back to your day. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Stephen. Bye-bye.
All right, folks, without further ado, I just want to make sure that I give the proper introduction to this video. Regent's International School Bangkok on Rama 9 and Langsuan campus. One of Thailand's leading international schools, is a day and boarding school for children aged 2 to 18 years, passionate about developing the whole person through academic, physical, cultural, and social experiences. They are guided by the British curriculum from the early years foundation stage, or EYFS, leading to IGCSEs. Post 16, they adopt the IB, the International Baccalaureate Diploma Programme. Their school works hard to cultivate a friendly, happy family atmosphere while not shirking from hard work and high standards. Their school vision and mission are closely aligned to their standards as a round square school. Their approach guides students into becoming well-rounded, informed, responsible, principled, and confident global citizens. They do this by developing international understanding, empathy and tolerance for all cultures, democratic governance and justice, environmental stewardship, adventure, motivating self-discovery and courage, leadership with courage and compassion, and service to others. On that note, I will tee up the
Regent's International School Bangkok is a leading international school in Thailand. We have a great reputation both locally and internationally as delivering a high quality British-based education for both Thai families and families around the world. We follow a British international curriculum following the IGCSE and IB Diploma Programme.
I love my teachers as they're super encouraging and it makes learning fun, like you're not even learning at all.
My favorite thing about this school is how the teachers teach in a very fun way, and they're also very encouraging.
Regents, in terms of size, isn't too big and too small. Because of this, in classes, I can really understand and interact with the teachers, and For example, if I don't understand what we're learning, I can go ask the teacher, and the teacher will really spend the time for me and go through the content one by one.
After I graduated primary school, I was kind of on the hunt for a while for a good school to do my secondary years in. And I chose Regents because of the quality of teachers that it attracts. And I think to me that's very important. You know, teachers that accommodate to your needs and to your academics is always a good thing, and Regents does that very well.
Regents do really help support children, students, for their future career. So for me, I want to study medicine in future, and they really helped me, gave me the chance to participate as a leader in different organizations.
The one thing that stood out to me and still continues to stand out to me today is the opportunities that both the teachers and the school provide. And I'm not just talking about academically, but also in terms of extracurricular. So we have facilities to support music and a variety of sports, as well as your more academic focused facilities like for science. And I think that because of that, it really enables students to bring the best out of themselves.
We are committed to allowing and enabling our students to meet our graduate profile. And that is that they leave our school with the education and with the opportunity to live limitless lives where they can go anywhere and they can do anything around the world. Our students have the tenacity and drive to understand the world's challenges and to go out and solve them or overcome them. They are well equipped to be students and young people and adults that contribute to family life, to their employment, to their local communities, and to play an active role as global citizens. Above all, our students are happy and kind and have relationships here at Regents that will last them throughout their lives.